No, she's a yoga lesbian now, dude.
Yeah.
Straight up. She's like married to a woman and she's like a f***ing yoga person.
Sometimes when you go yoga, you go lesbian.
So you guys know about the TV show, what is called Shark Tank.
Yeah.
Have you ever been on it?
I've never been on it.
Oh, you're gonna be a shark.
You'd be a shark on there, huh?
Yeah.
Would you rather pitch a business to them or would you rather be a shark?
I want to be the shark for sure.
Damn.
I want to pitch a business to them.
Oh, great.
What kind of business?
Me too.
I want it to be so fucking ridiculous that they don't know that I'm fucking around. Like it's a good troll, like a good fucking troll.
Good troll.
Cause the only the audience would know me. Like I mean, like our audience would know me.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
Would it be a VR machine set up with like a?
You know what? Maybe I'll make it like I'll come in and I'll be like, my business is called Great Release, and then they're like, what is this? And it's like, well, okay, flatulence and indigestion and IBS and all this is so it's a thing that's hurting Americans all over.
You gotta say that's hurting you.
And me.
Yeah.
And you know, there's always a story like,
Yeah.
I shit my pants in high school. You know, and you go, and then you like rise up out of it, right?
Yeah.
And then now we
It was a
have
formative moment.
the Great Release, right? So you come into my center, and then the fucking you get a massage, and then these guys are just fucking doing shiatsu on the back, and then you're shitting and farting, and like you're letting it go.
That's really good.
Because you're constipated.
I'll give you 50 grand for 10%.
This is one of those things where Joe starts to sweat because all the sharks are out, but Kevin's still in.
Yeah. And no one wanted Kevin.
Yeah, and Kevin's like, I like the Great Release, and I want to do a royalty deal. And then Joe's like, oh shit, I actually have to do this business.
He's like, oh god.
Oh god, dude. So check it out. Mr. Daymond John has filed a lawsuit and restraining order against a former group of contestants from Shark Tank.
Why? Because they kept bugging him?
Well, so they were blasting him all over social media. This group is called the Baker Family. They did, I don't know if you guys ever saw this episode, but I watched it for this. They did this episode called Bubba Q's Boneless Baby Back Ribs. And they did
Boneless baby back
Yeah, he
ribs.
like basically,
It's a McRib.
it's ribs, and they're really good and all this shit. And the sharks all tried it. They all really liked it. and all
You
this
want
stuff.
the bones though.
But they got a deal with him, and he started FUBU, and like, this is a
Yeah, that guy, the food dude, yeah.
he's huge, right? So then they say he was a douchebag, like working with him was a nightmare, and he says after repeated attempts to give them like the ability to correct their violations of our agreement, it's unfortunate it's come to this, but I'm going to do a temporary restraining order, like leave me alone.
Wow.
They were trying to undermine a business partnership and the legal parameters that they agreed to 4 years ago. And so, yeah, he got a restraining order against Al Bubba Baker, his wife Sabrina, and his daughter Brittany for the allegations.
What were they doing that like, were they bugging him too much or like?
So, Mr. John is saying that they just get to unwind poor business decisions through slanderous social media posts, and those articles are no longer going to be tolerated. Like, we're not going to do this anymore. And it's just that. It's just slandering his name and like, hey, I got a partnership with him. You guys all saw that on TV. Well, guess what? It sucked. Like,
Oh, I see.
Because that also can affect the show itself.
big time,
Yeah.
dude. And his image, and FUBU, and everything that he's in.
So basically, they're just like saying like, yeah, Daymond was mean and he's out there. It's more like a defamation case.
Exactly.
I see.
And he wants just a restraining order just so they stop talking about him, right? Just like,
Oh, because I thought restraining order was just for stalkers and shit.
that's what I thought. I never heard of it in this way before.
Oh, so
I
then
guess
you
it,
just
yeah.
can't even address it.
Yeah. It's like leave me alone, like in social media and shit.
Wow, digitally restrained.
But the daughter of Bubba Q's Boneless Baby Back Ribs continues to publicize the Shark Tank business deal on social media, causing John to take legal action against the family. And she shared multiple email communications. She's taken screenshots between their business and Mr. John's business partners. And they said that he modified the terms of their initial deal, continuously ignored their complaints, and excluded them from important business meetings. So it sounds like just a really bad marriage for business.
Yeah.
I'm just like confused. Is Daymond out there like 3 a.m. writing his own emails? Or does he have a management team that's doing this and then they're not, it's like, I'm so curious.
But they did a lot of things, right? So like the daughter also shared audio of him actually talking to them, like regarding business concerns. It's like a private thing.
And you can't post anything without letting someone know you're taping them, right?
Yeah.
So there you go.
Dang. But this kind of makes me want to try the ribs a little bit more.
A little bit.
Like I want to be like, are the ribs that good?
Are the ribs
Where
like
the bones
really?
at?
Yeah. And I'm gonna eat it, and then if it's really good, then I'll be like, yeah, I'm on their team, man.
You know, most of those don't pan out. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Most of the Shark Tanks.
They don't even get to the business partnership deal. They actually get vetted out behind the scenes, and then usually it doesn't work out.
Is it just because the people that come to the show just don't really have their business stuff together?
Probably, yeah. Give me a-
Or is it just the statistic? Was it like 90% of businesses fail within the first 5 years?
But it's not that, because like they're there to do a deal, and then they get the deal, but the deal doesn't usually go
Deal
through.
doesn't pan
Oh,
out.
the deal itself.
Oh, somebody backs out.
The fulfillment.
It's like
Yeah.
30% of the time, like I guess it actually goes through. It's like 70% of the time it doesn't.
You know what's great is the people that most of the people that don't get deals end up kind of decent.
Because they get a little pop.
Oh, I see.
Even for the products that they hate.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I want to try that.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
But they get exposure.
So that's the big driver then.
That I saw an interview with the Barbara.
Yeah.
She was saying like from the deals that she's done, I don't know if it's Shark Tank, but in general, right? She said like the partnerships, the businesses, like 70% of them just didn't pan out. Like as in like they didn't work out.
Yep.
Like she went in partnership. She invested.
She did her part.
She said, but the 30% that does well, like it makes up for the 70 failures.
Yeah, it sounds like why they're there. Mark Cuban's a billionaire. Why is he doing $100,000 deals? It's like maybe this will pan out.
But then remember what happened with, was it Barbara and that like Snuggie knockoff?
Bro, insane.
What happened with that?
He crushed it.
Millions. She made millions
Yes.
on that deal.
It was a total knockoff. It was it called something else, but that's all you needed. And
The Huggy.
yeah.
Yeah, and then the rest of them, you always use her as the example of like, that's why we do it. Because they all said no to that one.
Yeah. I'm like, we might as well try. They're actually the biggest deal ever was the fucking Scrub Daddy.
Oh yeah, Scrub Daddy.
That was like a sponge, dude. It's just a fucking sponge.
And Ring Cam. Didn't Ring Cam go?
Oh, I think you're
Ring
probably
came from
right.
there?
What the fuck? For real?
Ring Cam was another powerhouse one.
But it was called something else.
Yeah.
But then they rebranded it. He got with Richard Branson. He rebranded it, and like it killed it.
What was it called before? Like Ding Dong?
It was like Door. I think it was called Doorbot.
I would have liked Ding Dong better.
Ding Dong's really
Yeah.
good.
Ring dong, ding dong.
Ring Dong.
Dingleberry.
Dingleberry Dong. No.
It makes sense why most of them don't go through because you only have like 15 minutes to pitch, and then after they pitch it, then you got to look at the financials, and then if you're actually going through some sort of acquisition, that could take months.
It's actually so the edit is 15 minutes, right? But it's actually multiple. It's like over an hour easily.
They just put the interesting stuff.
They super cut to everything.
But like a real deal could take months still.
Oh yeah, and that's what happens, right? So we see the televised portion, but then behind the scenes there's a vetting process, and most people don't actually make it through that. Their numbers are weird.
Yeah, it
Something's
doesn't make sense. The
wrong.
books don't make sense.
Yeah.
You know another show that I really liked and I wish it kept going is The Prophet with Marcus Lemonis.
Oh yeah, that was a great
That
show.
was a really good one.
I like that show.
Same setup.
No, it's completely different because Shark Tank actually is I don't know if it's a British show, but I remember as a Japanese one,
The dragon one.
The Dragon's Den.
Yeah, Dragon's Den.
So I don't know what came first. I think like,
Definitely Dragon's Den.
But the Japanese one it's fucking hilarious, dude. Cause the shit that they say, they'll talk shit to like they'll be like, you better fucking pay. What are you gonna do if you can't pay me back? They're like,
Oh wow.
yeah. They're like,
Damn.
are you sure you're gonna get this money back for me? Cause there's so many business people out there that talk a big game, but I don't know about you. And then and then they beg for the money, dude. It's so hilarious. Like they
beg.
give it to me, please.
Do they get on their knees?
Because the culture is different. It's not like America where like you have a more like a friendly environment
And you're
it's
equal
like-
human beings. Yep. It's like, this is my boss.
Please, don't suck a dick, please. Yeah. I'll suck a dick. And then they roast them, and I don't know, it's different. Yeah, but the Prophet was cool because the format was like a distressed business will reach out to them and ask them like, we don't know what to do.
It's like Kitchen Nightmares with Gordon Ramsay.
But what ends up happening is he'll actually give him an offer. He'll own a part of the business. He'll come in, fix it,
And just rehab the whole thing.
right.
huh?
And then there'll be follow-ups on the next episode of past businesses and how they're doing now.
Oh, follow-ups are cool.
And then how it's tying into his whole network.
like that.
The name was really bad though. Calling it the Prophet.
Yeah.
It was a bad name.
I thought it was cool.
I get the double on.
Yeah, double entendre.
Like my parents don't even know what the fuck a prophet is either way. Oh. They made a prophet their whole life, and they don't trust psychic people.
What do you think the fixer-upper?
Yeah, honestly.
Doctor Business?
Doctor Business.
Doctor Business. Yeah.
And it's in with the stethoscope.
It just says what it is. Sometimes you just gotta.
He comes and he has a stethoscope and he's like,
Or he has one of the old ones with like the little light on top.
That's true, like the dog
Like
whisperer.
Dr. Mario.
You just heard it and you're like, oh, I know what this show is about. Yeah.
Say what the fuck it is, dude.
Yeah.
you know what's funny is I saw your friend Jess Fama on the show.
She was on the show.
Yeah.
She actually was in our old where we used to have the old JK office.
Yeah. Because in one of the episodes, I was like, this brick building looks, holy crap, that's our office. And our neighbor right next to us, apparently it was like a yoga apparel brand. And then and on that same episode, you know,
My friend
Steve's buddy, she's like a part of the yoga class that they're doing. I was like, what the fuck is this?
No, she's a yoga lesbian now, dude.
Yeah.
Straight up. She's like married to a woman and she's like a fucking yoga person.
Sometimes when you go yoga, you go lesbian.
I'm telling you. Dude, it all started with a wheatgrass shot and she never went back.
Yeah.